I wouldn't know where to begin. Even more troubling, I wouldn't know where to end. I suppose we can start with today. There is no other day like today. There are days that may resemble today, but the next 24 hours will appear to be unique and finite. The universe, vast beyond human comprehension, theoretically infinite in its scale, matter, and chance. Without bounds, any and every occurrence will repeat itself an infinite amount of times. A cosmic quilted pattern in which anything that could happen will happen. Today we will focus on our subject X, Vincent. Of course, his name does not make a difference. A tremendously arbitrary person in relation to an infinite universe. Just as arbitrary as the day itself, I suppose. His job as a photocopy technician has left him with an ambiguous desire for something more. He tried to legally change his name to Crouton, but couldn't be bothered with the paperwork and fees. For a brief moment, Vincent forgot his own face. He slipped into anonymity within this series of infinite doppelgangers. The recursive reflection had a profound effect. He was overwhelmed and arrested by the infinitude, caught in a feedback loop, a beginning indistinguishable from its end. What were the chances of X becoming Vincent? For he is only a series of random and easily replicated choices. Why not Ted, or Henry, or Stuart? Somewhere, some of these cosmic doppelgangers have already gone about their day. Any number of variables could affect his trajectory, and in some cases, his fate. For instance, wearing 2 different socks could have greatly altered his pace. Or even a slight drop in temperature, a dull but irritating migraine, his curiosity or lack thereof. Everything and nothing alter his route in curious and particular ways. This is subject Y, another variable that will change the outcome of subject X's day. The boy mistook him for an alien. For several serendipitous blocks, he traced her footsteps. In this instance, their routes seemed momentarily to align. He did not believe he was following her. She just happened to be ahead. Sometimes by only 3 steps, 5 steps, 7 steps. And other times their encounter would be impossible. Here, X hasn't even left his apartment. He waits to talk to the landlord about a mysterious blue splotch on the wall. He wrote love letters in his mind and never mailed them. He made up her life story, whether she liked pretzels, what kind of conditioner she used, are her socks matching, is she smiling, perhaps she is in tears, her name, Beatrice, Jacqueline, Maggie. He ran out of questions and let her carry on. As fate would require, a glove fell from her pocket. Again, the day would fracture with possibilities. He was sparked by the opportunity and rushed to return the item. He picked up the glove, but did nothing. He was stopped by an acquaintance whom he didn't wish to speak with. He followed her to the train, but didn't know what to say. He followed her to the train, but was 4 steps too late. Of all the outcomes, none of them were right, and none of them were wrong. Sometimes a bit too passive, other times a bit too aggressive. With a well-timed, humbled look, they would engage in conversation. He said the right thing. "You make my brain dance." He said the wrong thing. "You look like a dog." He said a bold thing. "I want to carry you home." He asked her to forget about the day, and she agreed. Neither of them would be missed. The boy mistook them for aliens. Most of the time, their playful banter would carry on for most of their time, and the moments of silence passed with equal enjoyment. He gently touched her elbow to signify his interest, and she reciprocated and handed him a small gift. He was told he could never lose it. There was no explanation for the blue splotch on the wall. The moment was incredibly fleeting, yet it would happen again and again. They continued to talk as if they were familiar strangers. The view from X's apartment was comparable to the view from Y's apartment. Of all the outcomes, none of them were right, and none of them were wrong. Somewhere else, they are someone else's someone else. They passed each other without recognition. He knew this would be the place he saw her last. He missed her without even knowing who she was. He wished things to repeat. He knew he could not have her here. Subject X's doubt and self-pity became superfluous within the abundance of infinity. He was not alone in being alone, and this made him comfortable. All at once, everything was lost, yet somewhere else it could be found, a utopia where he could only imagine being less fortunate. For every great imperfection the universe contained, it made up for it all with its subtle perfections. Without resistance, the day has come to a close, and as one day ends, another begins. Just as one moment disappears, it will spawn again someplace else, and so on and so forth. I wouldn't know where to end. Even more troubling, I wouldn't know where to begin.